I know you've seen it, but let me explain what's really behind it. Because the consequences are much deeper than they seem. Trump has just announced he is opening the door to foreign workers in the United States. The moment I saw it, I thought, this one is going to land differently. For years, we have been hearing, America first, bring jobs back home. And now, suddenly, the same man who built his career on protecting American workers is inviting overseas talent. They are calling it a temporary skills program, mentors from abroad here to teach Americans how to build ships, semiconductors, and defense equipment. But anyone who has spent time in Washington knows that temporary often ends up meaning permanent. Some argue it is a smart short-term move to revitalize American industry. Others see it as a betrayal, a slow siphoning of opportunity from domestic workers. And just as the debate was heating up, Democrats added fuel to the fire. A new batch of Jeffrey Epstein emails was released. And, of course, Trump's name appeared not hundreds of times, not dozens, but 3 times, 3 emails out of hundreds of thousands. And still, the media treated it like breaking news. I spent the morning digging into them, every line, every redaction, every thread that was supposed to sting. And what I found tells us more about the leakers than about Trump himself. Here is the pattern I keep noticing. Whenever Washington gets nervous, it reaches for a distraction. And this week, they needed a big one. Today, I want to walk you through both stories: the foreign worker plan that is testing Trump's loyalty to his base, and the Epstein email leak that is unraveling faster than Democrats anticipated. Different stories, yes, but both reveal something about the moment we are living in. A time when every move, every leak, every deal feels like part of a larger battle for control. The announcement itself was subtle at first, buried beneath other headlines. Trump's administration confirmed plans to expand the H-1B visa program, a program allowing companies to bring specialized foreign workers into the United States. The numbers are not fully clear, but estimates suggest tens to hundreds of thousands over the next few years. For those unfamiliar, H-1B is basically like hiring a contractor from another country to do work that used to be done by someone local. The government says it is because we do not have enough trained Americans for these roles: semiconductor manufacturing, shipbuilding, advanced tech, even weapons design. On the surface, it sounds logical. Decades of offshoring have left gaps in domestic expertise. Bringing experienced workers from places like Taiwan, South Korea, or India to mentor Americans could, in theory, bridge that gap. Temporary, they say, just until we can train our own people. But here is where it gets tricky. Many Trump supporters voted for him because of his promise to put Americans first, bring jobs home, and rebuild the middle class. Hearing that hundreds of thousands of foreign workers might fill these high-tech jobs feels like a sharp departure from the message that got him elected. And honestly, their confusion is not misplaced. I am not saying there is no point to this strategy. If you want to run a semiconductor plant in Arizona, and no one in Arizona knows how to operate the machinery, you cannot just throw a blueprint at someone. These are highly technical, often dangerous jobs. Battery manufacturing, for example, involves volatile chemicals. One mistake can lead to explosions or serious contamination. Experienced workers are needed to get things running and train locals. But here is the catch. History shows temporary programs rarely stay temporary. Guest worker programs intended for a few years often stretch into decades. Companies quickly realize they can hire skilled foreigners for less than it costs to train Americans, creating a powerful incentive to keep those workers around. That is the friction point. It is not just about skill, it is about whether Americans will ever get a fair shot. Why did Trump make this move? On one level, it is practical. He has been brokering deals globally, bringing investments into the United States: chip makers, battery producers, shipbuilders. But these companies wanted guarantees, the ability to bring their own teams to ensure success. That is where H-1B fits in. It is part of the package. The less talked about side, economics. Skilled workers from countries like India or South Korea often accept much lower pay than Americans for comparable work. People with advanced degrees, building high-value tech, may earn $40,000 to $50,000 a year, while an American would expect double or triple that. For corporations, H-1B programs are not charity, they are cost savings, and that has real consequences. American graduates in engineering, computer science, and technical fields are entering a job market competing not just with peers, but with a wave of foreign talent willing to accept lower wages. Opportunities shrink, wages stagnate, and youth unemployment already hovering around 10% remains high. The tension is clear. One side argues, we need foreign experts to rebuild our industries. The other says, we were promised these jobs. America first should not mean sidelining domestic workers. It is a question of priorities. Speed and efficiency, or loyalty to those who put you in office. No easy answers, but the frustration is real, especially among young people who see their futures being reshaped before their eyes. This is not just economic, it is about trust and identity. During his first campaign, Trump wanted to cut back H-1B, calling it a tool for companies to undercut American labor. That bold America First message thrilled his base. But billionaire donors and the corporate wing of the Republican Party pushed back, and Trump eventually sided with them, quietly expanding H-1B. The rift has been simmering ever since, and now it is public. Talk radio hosts, grassroots activists, independent commentators. People are saying, this is not what we signed up for. Meanwhile, Washington faced another storm, Epstein emails. Right as the H-1B debate peaked, Democrats leaked documents tied to Jeffrey Epstein, financier, convicted criminal, and a man connected to powerful elites. Timing was not subtle. After a brutal shutdown standoff that hurt them politically, Democrats needed a narrative shift, and targeting Trump was their tool. The media predictably pounced. Headlines screamed, cable news speculated, social media erupted. But when people actually read the emails, the story did not match the hype. Out of hundreds of thousands of pages, Trump's name appeared in just 3 emails. None were incriminating. One noted a victim, spent time at Trump's property, but never implicated him. Another showed Trump intervened to stop inappropriate behavior at Mar-a-Lago. The third was advice to Epstein on political leverage, a clear sign they had nothing on Trump. Essentially, these emails, meant to damage Trump, confirmed he kept his distance and acted responsibly. Even Epstein's own lawyers never found Trump connected to misconduct. The Democrats released distraction. They needed a topic to divert attention from the shutdown fiasco. But here is the bigger picture. Even if the emails do not implicate Trump, they highlight a persistent issue: the system itself. Epstein's case is not just one man. It is about networks of power, secrecy, and influence, where accountability is optional. Slow leaks keep people talking, but justice remains incomplete. It erodes trust. When the public sees the rules do not apply equally, faith in institutions wanes, a dangerous consequence. Meanwhile, serious investigations continue quietly. Russia collusion origins, mortgage fraud, money laundering, linked to organized crime. These are not hypotheticals. Grand juries are convening, subpoenas issued, witnesses testifying. The noise in media masks a deeper struggle: power, accountability, and the slow unveiling of truth. Both the H-1B debate and Epstein leaks are symptoms of a larger battle. The administration is balancing industrial revival and corporate satisfaction. The opposition throws distractions to stay relevant. And under it all, the legal system is beginning to catch up with long-delayed accountability. It is messy, chaotic, and confusing, but that is the reality we live in. For everyday Americans, these stories matter. Visa expansions affect real opportunities. Media manipulation shapes perceptions. When information is unreliable, it is harder to make informed choices about voting, policy, or discussions with family. Here is my advice: do not just take headlines at face value. Question what you are told. Examine the evidence. Understand who benefits from each policy. Stay curious. Stay skeptical. The truth is usually more complicated than the story sold to you. And do not lose hope. Every vote, every conversation, every shared insight contributes to change. Real progress takes persistence and collective action. At the core, the lesson is clear. Power shapes the future. Whether it is hiring foreign workers or releasing selective emails, every decision in Washington affects your life. The question is, will you stay informed and demand accountability, or let others decide for you?